สวัสดีครับอาจารย์โอเคครับ
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We will start with our first participant, which is Willie from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajaan. Today I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, Kwan Liman from Malaysia.
Ajaan, when we practice sitting meditation, we first concentrate on the breathing in and out. When we no longer feel the breath, then we switch the concentration to knowing the calmness and stillness of the mind.
You don't switch, you just fix at the same spot.
Yeah.
Just notice that there's no breath and just stay fixed. And just the calm, you don't have to focus on. It will be obvious by itself.
So it just be on the calmness and stillness.
And just remain still. Just make sure that you don't think. That's all.
Yeah.
Or be distracted by some other thing. If your mind is calm, it should be empty.
Yes. There's no thought and it's empty. So just remain in that.
Yeah, just remain the same as when you started with the breath. Just watch that there's no more breath, that's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Anju.
Next, Anura and Ramya from New Zealand.
Good morning, good evening, Ajaan. So I don't have any questions today. Thank you. Very good. No.
Ajaan, go ahead.
Yeah. Could you please talk about Upeka a little bit?
Upeka is when the mind enters into jhana. When the mind becomes still, not reacting with emotion. No love, hate, fear, or delusion. Just remain calm, and when it comes out with equanimity, it will not react emotionally like it used to be. When somebody says something bad, it will not react badly. Or when somebody says something good, it will not react happily. It just remains knowingly.
So it's something we have to practice all the time as well.
You have to do a lot of meditation because usually if you only just have it briefly when you come out, it will disappear as soon as you come out of meditation. But if you can maintain equanimity for a long time in meditation, when you come out, this equanimity will linger for a while longer than usual. But eventually it will disappear again. So you have to keep going back into meditation to recharge your equanimity. Or if you know how to use wisdom, then you can use wisdom to protect your equanimity, because your equanimity is usually caused by your cravings, your desire.
Yeah, thank you, Ajaan.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Ajaan. Thank you.
Okay, car filing from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Ajaan. I have no questions for tonight. Thank you.
Okay. We have from Pillai. Do you want to speak, or you just happen to turn on your video? Or go to Vandana La. Vandana.
Good morning, Tanajan.
Yes.
Yes, so I just have one question. A few days ago, I attended a funeral and I wanted to attend, and it was an open casket. So I went close to the person who died and I found him very peaceful laying, and I didn't feel anything, no fear, nothing. It was kind of normal. And then we went for the electric cremation. And then all that time, my mind was very focused, and I can see this anicca, dukkha, anatta, it clearly. But my mind was not upset at all. My mind was at peace. But after one day, there is a grief. I didn't even know this person well. I just met him maybe 2-3 times in my whole entire life. He was an old person, but I never expected him to die so quick. So then after 2 days, I started to feel grief and very empty from inside. And I was I'm looking at everybody's like skeleton. So after today, last night when I was teaching a class, I became peaceful. I just wanted to understand this feeling, which because I know now I practice a lot of anicca, dukkha, anatta, but how come this strong feeling came in my heart with complete emptiness, and not emptiness with happiness, not emptiness with peaceful, but it was a grief, sadness, which emerged. And I started to think that anytime my time will come and I have to be prepared for that. So it's this a constant thought in my mind now that anytime my time will come and I have to be ready for that. I want to understand that how can I just be with it peacefully and also do whatever I'm doing. I'm doing whatever I usually do. There is nothing change in it, but inside it that there is one voice which is telling me your time comes anytime. Just wait. It can come anytime. Can you please comment on that or guide something? Thank you so much.
Well, but the perception of death, see death directly in front of your eyes can be more profound than just thinking about it. And this perception of death can subdue your defilements. To a certain extent, your greed. You say, what am I greeding for? After all, this is how I'm going to end up one day. So your greed diminishes, maybe not disappear entirely yet, but it kind of soothes you, calm your mind down. Usually your greed is the one that keeps your mind restless and agitated. So when you perceive death, and then this kind of chase away the greed inside yourself. So you become more calm. But if you still feel grief, it means your mind still doesn't have enough equanimity.
Okay.
If you have strong equanimity, you will not have any emotion toward what you see.
Yeah.
No love, hate, or fear, or delusion. So what you need is to practice more meditation to get more equanimity. And then you see everything as normal. Life and death is normal. You see them equally. You don't look at them as good or bad or right or wrong or happy or sad. It is.
Yeah. The main thing which I came to my mind that just about my children, that's it. That's nothing else that would say, oh my God, time is coming fast and I'm not prepared for them. because they're still not independent. So that's the main thing came into my mind, not any kind of dying fear, but leaving children behind. So yeah, but I know that they
will die eventually anyway. So what do you
yes,
feel?
exactly. That's what I now I'm thinking. Yeah, they will.
You still react with delusion.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
You should spread this perception of death to everybody.
Yeah. Actually, that's I'm speaking about it openly. That's the first part of get it done with this delusion. So that's helping a lot. That I'm talking about it normally with my daughter now, and my son. So now they in the beginning they were just saying they were not trying. They were not like wanted to talk, but now they're also right. It can happen to anyone, and then we should be always prepared. So I think it's happened for the good for my spiritual practice. That's why I thought I have to attend this. I have to go close to. I have to attend each and every part of the funeral. So I'm very glad for this experience.
Yeah, this is like the way to contemplate on death.
Yeah.
Thinking about it is not as real as actually see a dead body. I saw one when I was about 12, I think. One of my classmates, not actually classmate, but the brother of a classmate died of drowning, and they have the funeral service. He was a Christian Seventh-day Adventist, so they have this Christian funeral service in which the casket is open and you walk past. And when I saw it, it suddenly just dawned to me, hey, this is, it's gonna be me too one day, sooner or later. And everybody I love also will be the same. So I start to, more or less teach my mind to be prepared, be ready when things happen, things like this happen, that you just have to accept it. There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, and I also noticed that watching a dead squirrel or a bird is a little different than watching a whole human who's dead, right? I still have to contemplate that why it's different. They are the same. We all are the same.
Well, the value we place on them is less than humans. We place more value on human than animal.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So just try to maintain this in the back of your mind. Make it part of your perception every day. You should think of death every day.
Yes.
The Buddha actually recommend that you think of it all the time if you can. Whenever you see people, whether your own body or other people's body, just tell yourself, they're all gonna die, we're all gonna die. But it's not something for you to go talk about, because people will think you're crazy.
Yes, I know they're going to stop me. I know today I'm going to talk about this with my sister. I'm pretty much sure today I'm meeting with her. And then she'll say, you're going crazy. I said, no, that's how it should be.
It's for your personal use, not for anybody else. Unless if you find like-minded people like us sitting here, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this is not a conversation that people want you to enter to.
But I think my family needs to be prepared more than anybody else. So I think they need to hear it more often, that they start to take it very lightly. Okay, this is nothing. That's how it is.
Okay, but it can backfire. Also. If they're not ready, it can backfire. It can make them depressed and losing the will to live.
Yeah, true.
So this is a very touchy subject. It's only for the strong mind to be able to appreciate it. A weak mind cannot accept this. So you have to be careful when you talk with people.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Next, Ricardo of Uruguay.
Good morning, Ajaan. Good night for you.
Good night for me. Good evening for me.
I don't have any questions right now. I thank you for the advice you give us every Tuesday. Thank you.
Okay. Go to Metal from India.
Good evening, Ajaan. Something you mentioned right now is about being with like-minded people. That's something that's been missing in my life for the past few months, and I've been feeling very lonely on this path. When I'm surrounded by family and friends who think differently and who view the world differently, and yeah, I've just been feeling lonely, and yeah, I just wanted to share that, and if you can offer some encouragement, I would really love to hear.
When you feel lonely, you should meditate. Meditate. When your mind becomes calm, then your mind will be happy and the loneliness will disappear. The loneliness comes from your longing for like-minded people.
Yeah.
When you don't get it, then you feel lonely. But when you meditate, you stop this longing. So when there's no longing in your mind, then the mind becomes contented, being with itself, being alone with itself. Like I always say, being alone but not lonely.
Right.
If you might have peace, have contentment or equanimity.
It's been like that since the past, but of recently, because I've been this longing that you're talking about, I've been longing to ordain as a monk, and it's not been happening for me for whatever reasons. And while I was still knowing that, oh, it's going to happen, this longing, that meditation was going really well, but when I realized that I'm gonna have to wait for a while for a situation to change, maybe before I can actually find a place and a master and be ready to ordain, since it's all unclear, that longing is now kind of throwing me into chaos, and I'm not being able to meditate as I used to.
Well, actually, you can meditate wherever you are. And the master is the Buddha. You can always read from the suttas.
Yeah.
So I think if you can, I recommend reading the Four Foundation of Mindfulness. That is a good meditation handbook.
Okay.
And if you can read and understand, then you can practice on your own, wherever you are.
Right.
You have to accept that sometimes what you long for is not yet possible.
Yeah.
So you should give up that longing, or else it will cause you always this disappointment and loneliness.
Yeah.
You should have the second option. Just take whatever you can at this time. If you need a teacher, go read the sutta.
Yeah.
And if you meditate, just go into your room if you have a room by yourself and just meditate.
Right. Do that.
And just be happy with what you can do.
Yeah.
Don't long for things that you cannot get right now. Just,
yeah.
then you won't feel so bad.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Next, Alvin Lee from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. I don't have any question at the moment. Thanks. Just listening.
Okay. Will Lasoti. Where are you from? I forgot.
Good evening, Ajaan. I'm from Seattle.
Okay, fine.
Good evening, good morning, everybody. My question, Ajaan, if you can give guidance on starting to look at the paramis and with the aim of perfecting them.
Yes, there are 10 paramis or 10 perfection that you want to establish or develop in order to bring power or strength to your mind. to overcome all of your defilements. So you start with metta, loving kindness. You should be loving toward everybody, even your enemies, even people you don't like. If you have to meet them, try to be nice to them. Yeah? If somebody did something wrong to you, you should forgive them. Don't get angry at them. Wants to take any revenge. Just let bygone be bygone. Whatever that person did is already past, it's already gone. Don't dwell on it. Forget it and move on. And if you can share or give happiness to other people, do it. This is loving kindness. Like if you have some extra things that you don't need to keep, maybe you can give it to someone who needs. Give it to the needy or somebody. This is loving kindness or metta. Once you have this attitude toward all human and all living beings, human and animals, right? Then it's easy to develop the second one, which is charity or dana. Yeah, so it's easier for you to give to someone that you love than giving to somebody that you don't love. But since you love everybody, so you can give to everybody, anybody who needs your help. So this is giving. And the third one is sila, or the morality, maintaining the 5 precepts, not hurting other beings. This is the word, the meaning of sila, not hurting other living beings, whether it's human or animal. So this is why we Buddhists keep the 5 precepts. The 5 precepts will stop or prevent us from hurting other people, other living beings. No killing, no stealing, no conducting sexual misconduct like adultery or sex outside of marriage, according to the tradition. If you want to have sex, you should have it with your partner. And fourthly, do not lie. Abstain from lying or falsehood. And the 5th one is to not take any drugs or alcohol that can cause you to lose your mind, your mindfulness, intoxicant. Because without mindfulness, it's hard to keep the other 4 precepts. It's easy for you to kill, to steal, to lie, and to have sexual misconduct. So this is what constitutes sila or morality. And once you can keep sila, the 5 precepts, then it's easy for you to do the next one, which is called nekkhamma. Nekkhamma means abstaining from sensual pleasure activity, like entertainment and eating, drinking for joy, for fun. You can eat or drink, but for the purpose of survival, for maintaining your life. But you should not eat or drink like having a party just for enjoyment. You want to abstain from sensual pleasure activity. This is called nekkhamma. This means keeping the 8 precepts. Really. The 8 precepts will prevent you from doing all these sensual pleasure activities. And even sexual conduct, even including sexual activity, like even you don't have any sexual activity with your partner. If you want to develop this perfection, because you want to go for a different type of happiness or pleasure, which is the pleasure for meditation. And in order for you to be able to meditate, you need to have the time. So you have to take the time that you use for your sensual pleasure activity away from the sensual activity and then use it for meditation instead. So this is the purpose of developing this Nekkhamma parami. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, once you can keep the 8 precepts, then you will have time to meditate, to practice mindfulness and meditation. And when you practice meditation and you succeed, you'll get to the next parami, which is ubekkha or equanimity. You want your mind to be peaceful, happy, and contented. And the way to be peaceful, happy, and contented, you need to meditate until you get to the 4th jhana. Once you have this equanimity, then your mind will be ready to develop wisdom, to study the truth of all existence, of every existence, of all, that everything consists of the 3 characteristics of existence. Everything is impermanent. Everything doesn't belong to anybody. Everything belongs to nature. No self in everything, even including your body, our body. There's no self in the body. The body is just like a tree. It's part of work of nature. It's nature that created this body, and it's nature that will destroy it one day. So you must not cling to anything that is impermanent, that doesn't belong to you or under your control. Then once you have this wisdom, then you can then let go of all your attachment to all things. And when you do that, you will become enlightened. And the other 4 paramis, the other 4 perfection are the tools you need to develop this 6th parami. First, you have to have determination or resolution to develop this 6th parami. This is called atitana parami. So you have to set up your resolution that from now on I'm going to practice loving kindness. I'm going to practice charity. I'm going to practice morality, and so forth. Once you set up your determination, you have to be honest with you have to be sincere with your determination or your resolution. You don't set up resolution and then break it. You keep it. Yeah. This is called Suchart, or truthfulness. You have to be true to your resolution, or else you will not be able to keep your resolution. You say, oh, like everybody make New Year resolution, I'm not going to drink this year. And who knows, a few days later, you forget and somebody come and ask you, you want to have a drink? And you say, yeah, thank you. But if you are truthful to your determination and your resolution, then you say, no, thank you. I made the resolution not to drink anymore. Then you also need to have exertion. You have to strive, go against your cravings, which will try to break your resolution. You have to have exertion, or striving to go against the force that try to break your resolution. You have to have exertion to push yourself to do these practices, like charity, morality, and so forth. And the last one, you need khanti, patience. Khanti means patience. Sometimes you don't get what you want right away. It takes time. So don't give up when you cannot get what you want yet. Just keep on pushing yourself to do the practice. Then one day you will get what you want. Okay, this is clear now to you?
Yes, thank you, Tanajan.
Okay. Next, let's go to Aparachita. Aparachita, where are you from?
Good evening, Ajaan. I am from Dubai actually. So
Okay.
yes, and I saw a few of your videos, especially the Zoom. So and I really feel very blessed, and so I wanted to just join to attend the meeting.
Okay. Nothing to ask yet today.
Nothing to ask yet today. Thank you.
How long have you been studying Buddhism?
It has been a while. I started actually Vipassana when I was 21, but I'm 50 now. So, and I had practiced on and off, but recently, for a few years, I've been practicing a bit more seriously. So,
Any particular teachers or tradition that you follow?
yes, I would say Theravada forest tradition. I also attend Ajaan Nachalo's meeting, so I've been following this tradition.
Okay, good. I hope you stick to it.
Oh yes, I'm determined to. That I've decided. Yes.
All right, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Rahul from New York. Rahul.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Yes, anything today for you?
Yes, I had a question around meditation. In your last session, you had mentioned towards the end that don't move during meditation. Every time you move, it's like resetting your meditation.
Yes.
So I've been trying not to move, but my posture deteriorates over time. So if I sit in like 10 minutes in, I'm like slouching or it's falling, and then I have to constantly adjust. And I find that there is constant movement trying to get back to a stable or straight spine and straight neck and whatever. Do you have any tips on how I could minimize that?
Well, the cause of this slouching of your body is caused by your lack of mindfulness, or your mindfulness isn't strong enough yet. So when you meditate, then when you're not fully focused, so you sometimes it's like, falling asleep or going to sleep. I'm not saying you're falling asleep, but you're not as alert as you would be normally. Like when we're talking right now, you're more alert now. But when you start to meditate, when you're starting, you might be alert. But after a few minutes, you might start to get into a trance or something like that. And then your body can, But don't worry about trying to keep focus on your meditation object. Do not be distracted by anything, external or internal. External is your body. Internal is your feelings or things that might appear in your mind during your meditation. Don't pay attention to them, because they will cause you to be distracted, and then you will not get to your concentration destination, which is calm. So you have to develop more mindfulness. Actually, try to train yourself in mindfulness all the time, as much as possible, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. You can use either using a mantra. As soon as you open up your eyes, start reciting mantra. Don't let your mind think of things that you don't need to think about. Or else you can watch your body movement. When you wake up, you open your eyes, you watch where is my body now, or it's lying down. And when you get up to sit, then you say, okay, I'm sitting. Okay, I'm standing. I'm walking. I'm going to the toilet. I'm washing my face, brushing my teeth. Just keep watching your body. Don't let your mind go think about what's today, what am I going to do, what am I going to eat, who am I going to meet. All these things you have to stop if you want to have mindfulness. So it's difficult for lay people to do it, because lay people have so much engagement. So as soon as you open up your eyes, you start to think about what you have to do today, right? So this is more for people who go to retreat, meditation retreat, when there's nothing for them to do except trying to stop thinking. So maybe you should attend some retreat, or if you cannot find retreat, you set up your own retreat and try to say, today I'm not going to do any working. I'm not going to think. If I have to think, I only think only of the essential, what I need to do, like when I need to eat, what I have to do. That's all. But then try to stop your mind from thinking as much as possible.
Sounds good, Ajahn. One question on what you said. So you mentioned don't be distracted by your body. So if I'm meditating and my posture like changes, should I correct it or should I just leave it like that and focus
Leave
on
it like that.
concentration?
Once you start meditating, forget about the body. The body is not important. What's important now is your meditation object. You should keep stick to your meditation object, because it's the meditation object that will take you into jhana.
But it'll cause like pain later on in the day, right? Like if my
Same
neck is
thing.
like this.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Because like I said, if you move your body, you're restarting your meditation. You come back to step one again. Okay. Try to see, ignoring the body and see what happens.
Let me try that. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. I have a question, a slight clarification on the subject of feelings. There is good feelings, bad feelings, and neutral feelings. Are neutral feelings similar to having equanimity of things?
No. It just means it's not happy nor unhappy feeling.
Right.
Like when you're hungry, this is bad feeling, right?
Okay, yes.
So when you eat and you feel full, this is good feeling, right?
Okay.
But somewhere there's the feeling between when you're not hungry or full, then that's neutral feeling.
Okay, so the feelings, the feelings are the ones that drag you in. I mean, the feelings that you get from your five senses are the ones that will create the craving in your mind.
That's right. It will stimulate your cravings. When you have good feeling, you want to attach. You want more of it. You want more good feeling. When you have bad feeling, you want to get rid of it.
Okay, so if you are mindful about these feelings when they arise, you shouldn't be taking any reaction to it, right?
That's right. Just accept it for what it is, because it's not something you can always control.
Right, and eventually, is it correct that if that you would be able to control these feelings, good or bad? Or neither good nor bad, eventually the cravings will start to subside.
No, the goal is not to control them. The goal is to learn to live with them without being hurt by them, affected by them. This you need equanimity. This equanimity you get from your meditation.
Okay. So basically treat it like the weather, right? I mean,
that's right. You can do, they are the same thing. They are the three characteristics. Vedana, feeling is impermanent, it's not under anybody's control, anatta. If you cling to it, if you have cravings toward it, you get dukkha. If you don't want to get dukkha, then you just don't react to it. Just leave it alone. Accept it, embrace it.
Okay, understand.
In order to be able to do this, you need to have equanimity. See, that's why you need to meditate. That's why you need to develop mindfulness, so that you can then develop equanimity in your mind to be able to face the changing feelings, the feelings that keep changing, from good to bad feeling to neutral feelings. Then you don't have to do anything. Right now, people are like cricket, and they keep being stimulated by well, I'm not sure you ever played cricket there. And they have those, we used to have a little hair that we spin around the crickets, and the cricket will start to make sound.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
But see, people are reacting to their feelings, right? So when it's hot, they want it's cold, right? When it's cold, they want it hot. And when it's not hot or cold, they want something that is not. They're never happy with whatever feeling they get. Never content. If it's good feeling, they want more. If it's bad feeling, they want to get rid of it. If it's neutral feeling, then they want good feeling to return. So they constantly being manipulated by, stimulated by their own feelings. They have to keep reacting to their own feelings, and by reacting, they have no peace, no peace of mind, no contentment. And also, when you cannot get what you want, you get sadness. You get dukkha.
Okay. So the goal, I mean, how do I put it? The goal is to be indifferent to whether good, bad, or anything.
To accept things as they are, accept feeling as they are. Like you accept the weather. You accept the earthquake. You don't like the earthquake, but it happens. And you accept that, because that's what happened. There's nothing you can do about it.
Understand, Ajaan.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Next, Ryan. Where are you from, Ryan?
Good evening, Ajaan. I'm from Singapore.
Okay, can you speak louder?
Yes. Is it louder now, Ajaan?
Yeah, okay, good.
Just a follow-up question to what you mentioned earlier. So for me, my morning meditation is usually, I try to do walking meditation, but I tend to be very drowsy. So sometimes I sit down and I start to fall asleep again. So how do I try to gain more energy in my walking meditation in the morning?
Well, gain more mindfulness or energy. You have to be alert to have energy, right? So sometimes you have to eat less. When you eat less, you are more alert than when you eat too much. When you eat too much, you feel sleepy, drowsy. So, but if in the morning, you should have rested enough. When you wake up, you should be alert. But if you're not alert, it means you're addicted to sleeping. And I'm not sure what caused this. The way to counter it is you have to go walk someplace where it's a little bit scary. When you're in a scary place, you cannot feel sleepy or drowsy. You feel more alert. That's why monks usually like to go practice in the forest, when the surrounding is much more dangerous than in your house, in the house. So I don't know how to advise you if you practice in the house. The house is too comfortable for meditation. You have to get out of your comfort zone in order to be able to meditate better. And don't eat too much. Don't try to eat. Try to eat, just keep the 8 precepts. Don't eat after midday. I think then this will keeps you more alert. Usually for meditator, serious meditator, the Buddha recommended they should keep the 8 precepts. But if you are a casual meditator, then this is what you get. You get a lot of obstacles in your meditation. So maybe try on your day off to keep the precepts on your day off, on the day that you don't have to go to work. And do more mindfulness practice. Then I think this can help you to become more alert. Okay. Anything else? Your microphone is off. If you want to speak, you have to unmute it.
Yeah, thank you, Ajaan. That's my only question. Thank you.
Okay. We'll go to equanimity. Ubeka is equanimity. From Brazil, Sao Paulo.
Hi, Bante.
Hi. How are you?
Good. Yes, yesterday I have at afternoon in my meditation. I have very, very, very contentment. Peach and suka, Bante.
Okay.
Right. At night I go to my gymnastic and I lost the state. But at afternoon I have a lot contentment.
You can always do it. Once you know how to do it, you can do it all the time. You should be able to do it again.
It's difficult. I have to enter. I think is the first jhana, not apana samadhi. Only first, like pitch and sukha. Very, very contentment. I think is resolution, Bante, because at morning I am thinking in stay more inside, not outside, not samsara, not work, not things, not other things, only inside, and this is in my mind, and I think it's the resolution to practice, né, Bante? Resolution is very good to contentment, né, Bante? Resolution is choice, Dhamma, né, Bante? Dhamma is a choice, né, Bante? Dhamma, you choice, or Dhamma or samsara, né, Bante?
That's right.
Samsara is working, samsara is talking, samsara is talking about war, talking about war, about things, about a lot of things of day, né? And Dhamma is practice to enlightenment, né, Bante? It's practice to
peace. Dhamma is peace.
Yes.
Samsara is suffering or war.
Yes. Yes.
Good to hear that you enjoy your meditation.
Oh, it's very good statement. Contentment is very, very good.
Yeah.
It's good to remember, né, Bante? To motivate practice, né, Bante?
Yes.
Very good.
Okay.
I meditate more.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Okay, we'll go to Sri and Czech from Vancouver. Sri and Czech, unmute your microphone. Okay.
Hello, Ajaan. Samsara is war, Dharma is peace. Ajaan. I like that one. I really enjoy the when you talk about the 10 paramis, Ajaan. So flowing so beautifully when you talk about the 10 paramis. The only part that maybe I need some clarification is you talk about the metta, dana, and then sila, keeping the 5 precepts.
Yes.
And then after keeping the 5 precepts, you say it's easier to develop the nekama,
which is keeping the 8 precepts.
Yeah.
It means you only have to keep 3 more. If you haven't kept the 5 precepts, then it's harder for you to keep the 8 precepts.
Oh, okay. Simple logic. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just wondering how come it's easier if you have the sila and then it's easier for you to do the nekama.
Yeah, you only have to increase three more
Okay.
practice and change your third precept from sexual misconduct to no sexual activity altogether.
Oh,
Abstain from sexual activity.
okay. Yeah. But like you talk about the 8 precept, but I hardly hear about the 10 precept. Ajahn. Like the 10 precept is like not.
Okay, actually the 8 precept is really 9 precept. With
9.
with the 7 precept combining the two precept together.
Yeah. Oh,
The,
right.
the one that has to do with abstaining from entertainment and the other is from beautifying your body.
Yeah.
Putting on nice clothing, putting makeups and do your hair and so forth. This is a separate precept, but I don't know why they combine them into the 7 precept together. So actually the 8 precept is is made of 9 precept.
Okay.
And the 10 precept is abstaining from handling money, using money or spending money. This is more for monks. Monks don't need to have money because monk is supported by lay people. And money can be dangerous because it can be used by the defilement. Defilement likes to use money. So when you have money, your mind will tend to be tempted to use money in the wrong way, to buy things that you should not be buying, for instance. So the Buddha doesn't want monks to have any money.
So Tan Ajahn, like in Thailand, I see like for example, some women they practice by themselves, like they cannot keep the 10, right, Ajahn, because they still have to buy food and.
Well, there is a clause there in which you can accept money, but you cannot keep it or use it yourself. You have to use a proxy. You have to keep the money with somebody you trust. And whenever you need something, you tell that person to go get it for you. You're not supposed to go shopping yourself for things.
Oh, okay.
And the thing that you should buy should be just the necessity of life, like such as food, clothing, medicine, fixing your place. You know, this is what the money is for, to help maintain the body of a monk, not to use for entertainment purposes or sensual pleasure indulgence.
Okay.
Or you can use it for charity. Many teachers who have many followers, their followers will give them lots of money, and they usually use the money for charity or for the monastery, to maintain the monastery or to build new monasteries sometimes.
Yeah, I think Long Ta did a really big one, Ajahn, right? Like,
yeah, I think that Thailand was in a financial crisis, and somebody, I think, explained to him that he could help by encouraging people to give money for the country through him, because so people give the money, then he give the money to the government to help show up the reserve, the foreign reserve, which was dwindling then, was in crisis. Thailand owes some IMF money or something like that.
wow, the Long Ta is really wow. Yeah.
But he used this as an excuse that for him to be able to feed a lot of people and teach them Dhamma. Every time people come and offer the money, he will give a Dhamma talk to them.
Wow.
So his goal is more about teaching Dhamma than actually fundraising. But that is used as an excuse.
Wow. I didn't know that part. Wow, thank you for telling about this one. Yeah, Ajahn.
Well, this is not being said by anybody, just my interpretation of his action.
But you live in Long Ta for 9 years, right? I think so you probably know his character.
And it also makes people feel better.
Yeah.
When we give money, they feel better than they're trying to hoard the money, because the country is in crisis and they say, oh, we have to cling on to our money and worry about money. But if we say, oh, let's give and let's help the country, we're each pitching, and when you help, you feel good, you feel happy. And you feel, oh, the country is in a better financial position now with our help.
Wow. Yeah, I love this story. Wow. Yeah. Thank you for telling us this. Yeah. Very inspiring.
Okay, anything else?
Ajahn, for unenlightened persons, like is a avijja pachaya sankhara. For enlightened being, is always like
Dhamma pachaya.
Dhamma.
Or panya.
Panya. Okay. Only when he wants to use like his mind, right? Like if without.
Every time an enlightened person he thinks with wisdom, doesn't think with delusion.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Next, Rita Miller. Where are you from, Rita?
Hello, Ajaan. What a pleasure to see you. I'm actually living in Bangkok right now, and I met you in December. I was part of the Clear Mountain Monastery pilgrimage, and we visited you.
Yes. Okay.
And we had the Q&A with you, and I'm still so grateful. The Dhamma you shared is still inspiring me. And I picked up a couple of books. I read your autobiography, so thank you for the autobiography. You have led a very austere path of practice that is, wow, just so remarkable, and so grateful for your practice and for your willingness to teach us. So thank you very much. I have a couple of questions. Often when I meditate, I've been trying to work on the practice of Adeta, to sit for like 1 hour without moving. But after your response to somebody else, I'm wondering, is there a minimum or a maximum of trying to sit without moving that you would recommend to find helpful?
It depends on your strength. So sometimes you have to know how long you can sit. So you start with that and then try to increase it gradually. Right now you can sit for half an hour, and the next time says add another 5 minutes, 35 minutes. And when you reach the 30-minute mark and you feel like wanting to stop, and you say, you should continue on. And the way to continue is maybe you have to use the mantra, because it means your mindfulness is now weak. So you want to increase your mindfulness. And one way is using the mantra, reciting the mantra can help replenish your mindfulness.
Okay. And the mantra that I started using was the Buddha mantra.
Yes, you can use that.
Okay. And during the meditation, I usually switch with what I'm using. Sometimes the mantra, sometimes I scan the body, sometimes I just focus on the breath. Is that
I think
okay?
you should use one, and when you meditate, just pick the one you want to start with and stick with it. Don't switch your meditation method.
Okay, so stick with the same, either do the mantra the whole time or focus on the breath the whole time.
Except when if you use your breath, and when you reach your limit, you feel like you want to get up, and watching your breath doesn't help, then you can switch to the mantra to help you continue sitting.
Okay, I'll try that. Thank you. May I ask one more question?
Sure.
So on the pilgrimage, I was really inspired by a lot of the pilgrims who were using Asubha practice, and I haven't used that at all in my practice. And I'm wondering if you encourage people to do the Asubha practice, or
you can wait if you're not ready for it yet. It's not something you have to do now. The purpose of using Asubha is to diminish or get rid of your sexual desire. If you find that your sexual desire is become an impediment to your meditation, then you have to use Asubha contemplation to stop it from interfering with your meditation.
Okay. Can Asubha also be used for food?
Food you have to contemplate on the repulsive nature of food, not what you eat. Once inside your mouth, it becomes repulsive. Because if you should vomit, if you should discard coming out of your mouth, you won't be able to take it back inside your body.
Okay.
So if you feel hungry, don't look at the food in the plate. Don't think of the food on the plate. Think of the food that you are chewing in your mouth. And when you spit it out, see what it looks like.
Okay. All right. So if I'm craving something in particular, don't necessarily.
Then you have to use the proper medicine to cure it.
Okay.
Antidote. You need the proper antidote. If you have sexual desire, then you use the Asubha. If you're hungry for food, then you have to contemplate on the repulsive parts of the food.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time.
Okay.
You be well.
You haven't gone back yet since December?
To your monastery?
I mean, to back to Clear Mountain, back to Seattle. You didn't come from Seattle.
My husband and I are living in Bangkok right now. So at some point, we're hoping we can come to pay our respects to you. I know you have a very specific schedule, so at some point we hope to come to see you in person.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, next, here's another member of the Clear Mountain. Amy, and you're in Seattle.
Hello, Ajaan. I am part of Clear Mountain. I'm not in Seattle. I'm in Toronto.
Oh, Toronto. Okay.
Yeah. I recognize one of the other participants in here that I've watched on Zoom. They're also from Toronto.
Yeah.
So hello to fellow Torontonian.
You met each other before?
I've seen her on Zoom. This is probably the first time she's seen me ever.
Okay. Anything? Any question?
Yes. So prior to asking you last week about mindfulness, I had already started to try to think less, and especially to separate thoughts from feelings, to not feel them too much. And that I have found that very, very helpful in my practice. But after speaking with you last week, I decided to try and be more consciously aiming to be mindful all the time. And I found that it was difficult through the work week. So I made a determination on the weekend to spend one day doing nothing at all. And so I could watch, try to be mindful all day, either be mindful or meditate. And it was like a superpower in the practice. It was really, really amazing to try. And I want to actually keep dedicating a week to do that.
That's what the Buddha has set up a day for us to do this practice. We call it observance day. Every 7 days, we should stop working and then do meditation instead for one day. So you should do it on your day off. Yeah. Unfortunately, in Thailand, we follow the lunar calendar, which doesn't fall on the weekend all the time. So people have excuses not to do it because no, I have to work today.
Even trying to do it one day, increasing the practice to try and be mindful all day, besides just trying to meditate more, was a completely different experience. And so thank you for the emphasis again on mindfulness. I found that coming out of that day, there were a lot of kind of insights and connections that kind of happened easily on their own. And it also gave me a chance to see, one of the insights was the utility of thinking, that it's really not that useful as much as I think our human impulse is to think that thinking is really useful and necessary. But I wanted to ask you, during the day, I was trying to do the technique that you suggested about watching your body all day, like it's a prisoner or like it's a movie. And I found that I lost focus on watching my body. And I wanted to ask your advice. Should I, throughout the day, maybe switch between chanting, watching my breath, and watching the body?
Yes, you can, or use the mantra Bhutto also. If you find that you cannot focus on your body, you can do chanting to bring your mind back, to stop it from thinking. But watching your breath is more, I think, much more effective when you sit down and do nothing. And then it's easier for you to watch the breath. But if you're moving around, it's hard to watch your breath because the breath is a lot more subtle than the body. But if you can watch your breath, okay, who's to stop you from doing it? Yeah. But the goal is to bring your mind back into the present. Don't let your mind drift into the past or into the future, daydreaming, thinking, fantasizing, and all sorts of things. Because if you can control your thought, when you meditate, you'll find that your mind can become calm easily and quickly. Do you meditate also besides from practicing mindfulness on that day? Do you sit down and meditate?
Yes, I
okay.
meditated probably about 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's split up into 3 sessions. And I did notice a difference in my experience of the meditation.
Yes, the more you do, the better you become, the better result you will get. It's just putting in the effort, putting in the time for your practice that matters.
I have another question related to this, if I may.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I was thinking about, maybe not that day, but after, I was thinking about the aim of mindfulness and mindfulness exercise like that, whether it's it really felt like working the muscle of not thinking. But so I can feel and see the benefits of not thinking, or thinking as minimally as possible. I wanted to ask also whether the exercise is to also practice focusing to develop the skills toward one-pointedness, or should I just focus on not thinking? Or is it the same?
It's the same thing, really. When you focus on something, then you cannot think about other things. You have to be only concentrated on what you focus upon. So it's the same thing. Try to concentrate your mind and to still your mind eventually. When your mind stops thinking, that's when it becomes fully concentrated. So just try to do a lot of mindfulness and meditation as much as possible. Okay, and you'll find that the less you think, the more you'll become lighter and emptier and feel much better, not as heavy. It's when you think, that's when you create a lot of emotional burden on your mind. So when you don't think, you'll notice that your mind is lighter and more peaceful. Even when you haven't yet meditated, mindfulness already will give you some of the result that you'll get from meditation. So it's a good practice. If you can walk for a long time with mindfulness, that's a good practice because it can keep you alert. And when you feel really tired and you can no longer walk, then you can then sit for a long time.
I've heard in some of your other talks that not thinking also, it because it's a precursor to craving, it helps to reduce your cravings and also, reduce those emotional, the papata that drives emotions.
You have to think first before you crave. You have to think of food before you can crave for food. If you don't think about food, then you don't crave for food. You forget about food. So try to stop, because usually your defilement will try to push you to go think about food, think about sensual objects, drinks, what to see, what to hear. Then your craving will come as soon as you think about them. But when you don't think about them, then the craving cannot come up. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that you're putting this effort. I hope I think you'll learn a lot from this practice. I think you understand your mind better, how it works.
It's also really enjoyable. I'm really, really looking forward to making that time to do it again. Thank you. Thank you, Ajaan.
You're welcome. Next, Diana from Wales.
Greetings, Tanajan. I'm just listening today. Thank you.
Okay. Naomi, you've been waiting for a long time.
Oh, hello, Ajaan. I actually don't have any questions today either. I just wanted to listen today.
Okay. Sulan from Singapore. Go ahead. Cannot hear you. Can you speak louder, or maybe your microphone is not working today, unfortunately.
Hello, Ajaan.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Oh, nice to see you today. Yeah.
You have any question?
I don't have question today. I just wanted to dial in and listen. And like just now on my way home, I kind of like fell down. Then yeah, I was quite flustered. Mine were quite like quite stressed. Yeah.
Okay.
I dial in to listen to you.
Okay, then I'll go to Facebook now for more questions if there's any.
Yes.
There are 8 questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์ and 4 questions from Deborah Jonas from She Old Mountain. And this 4 question is about fasting. Greeting, ท่านอาจารย์ Question number 1. When we fast for, let's say, 6 days, is it good to follow that up with 6 days of eating?
Well, it's up to you how much you want to eat and how much you want to fast. You have to look at the benefit that you get from fasting, but you also have to look at the benefit of eating because you need to maintain your body also. So when you fast, you have to make sure that you don't overdo it to the point where it hurts your body. So this is something you have to figure it out for yourself. There's no fixed formula whether you eat 6 days and fast 6 days. If you find fasting 6 days and eating 6 days works for you, that's fine. Or maybe you might find fasting 6 days and only eat 3 days and go back fasting again. If you want to concentrate more on your meditation effort, then you might fast more than eat. But if you want to have a balance between eating and fasting, then you can divide half for each. Fast for 3 days, eat for 3 days, or fast for 5 days and eat for 5 days. This is something that you can try it out for yourself and see which works for you the best.
And questions number 2. Is it the best to just experiment, trial and error to see what works best for oneself?
That's right. I just answered the first question.
And question number 3. Other Ajaan seems to have destroyed their digestive system fasting, but yours seems to be okay. So I'm wondering, how do you manage it?
Because I don't do the extreme things. I just do moderately. I don't aim for the number of days of fasting. I look at the result when I practice, when I fast. If I fast and I can have my mind alert and have more mindfulness, I keep fasting. But if I fast to a point where the mind becomes weakened and not alert anymore because the body has become weakened, then I stop fasting. I'm not looking for statistics, like how many days you can fast. I look at more as the result from fasting, whether it assists your meditation or not. If it doesn't assist, it becomes a burden or it becomes an impediment, then I stop. See. If I fast just to count to keep a statistics, but I don't meditate, then it's not worth fasting. Fasting is not for the statistics. It's supposed to support your meditation. So if you fast and you're not meditating, you just sleep, because you're so weak you cannot do anything. Then it's better not fast. Then you should come back and eat. Fasting is to stop your mind from being drowsy and lazy. But over fasting can also have the opposite effect. You can become sleepy and weak, and you don't feel like meditating practice if you fast too much. So this is something you have to figure it out. Also, the effect on your body. If you fast too long, it can cause some stomach problem.
And questions number 4. What is the purpose of fasting and how do we know if it's suited for our character? Thank you with appreciation.
Like I just said, fasting is to support your meditation, to help you get rid of your hindrance of sleepiness and laziness. And it also stimulates your meditation, your mindfulness practice, because when you're hungry, you have to stop your hunger by stop thinking about food. And in order to stop thinking about food, you have to recite the mantra. try to contemplate on the repulsive nature of food to stop your hunger. Yeah. So this helps to stimulate your practice of mindfulness and also wisdom when you fast. And eventually you overcome this problem with eating forever. Once you can fast, then you find that you will have no problem what to eat. You can eat almost anything because you can have a choice whether if you don't like to eat, then you fast. Then if you're given the choice, then the farmer say, okay, I'll eat anything that's available. But if you don't have a choice, then you try to choose the food you want to eat, and this is becoming defilement. So I think fasting is a good way of dealing with your overeating problem, and also help your meditation practice. Okay.
Yes, and 3 questions from Ho Liang Soon. The first question is, can Ajahn explain the 4 foundations of mindfulness in meditation?
Well, the 4 foundations of mindfulness is the manual of practice of mindfulness, of samadhi and wisdom practices. First, the Buddha teaches in the foundation of mindfulness to develop mindfulness by being mindful of the body movement, have clear comprehension of every movement of the body. Don't let your mind go away from the body. And once you have enough mindfulness, then you sit down, meditate, and have mindfulness of breathing to get your mind into jhana, to samadhi, to peace and calm. Once your mind have peace and calm and equanimity, then you are ready to study the nature of the body, the nature of feelings, and the nature of the mind. To see that they are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. They are all made of the 3 characteristics of existence. That they are impermanent. There is no self in this body of feelings or mind. They are just work of nature, anatta. If you cling to them, if you have any desire for them to be something that they are not, then you can get dukkha, you can get suffering. If you don't want suffering, then you will just have to leave them alone. Let them be. Let the body get old, get sick and die. Let the feeling keep changing from good to bad, from bad to neutral. Just try to learn, accept them for what they are. Same way with the mind. The mind has emotion, has different type of emotion. Sometimes the mind feel happy, sometimes the mind feel sad. Sometimes the mind feel agitated, sometimes the mind feel calm. You just have to understand that this is the nature of the mind and accept them for what they are. You don't have to do anything. Just be an observer, just watch. Then you don't have to do anything. If you try to manipulate them, manage them, you can get dukkha because sometimes you cannot do it. Okay, this is pretty much about the 4 foundations of mindfulness.
And next question, how do we contemplate in meditation?
Contemplate is to study the nature of the body, like contemplate that the body is once it's being born, it is subjected to aging, sickness, and death. And the body is made up of the 32 parts. And the body will one day turn into a corpse. And this is to study the nature of the body, which we call contemplation, wisdom contemplation, or insight contemplation.
Next questions, how do we know that our meditation is improving?
You become happier, your mind become calmer, more peaceful, and you have less greed and anger.
And next questions from Aun. Good evening, Pante. I'm Aun from Penang, Malaysia. Pante, please explain, can anyone enter the jhana when practicing walking meditation? From Ajaan Man book, If I'm not mistaken, the book got mentioned about one of Ajaan Man's disciples meeting a tiger face to face when he practiced walking meditation in the forest. He got a big shock and suddenly this incident helped him to enter the jhana. Thank Pante for your explanation.
Yes, this is an exceptional case. Normally, if you are in a safe environment and nothing can shake your mind, then usually the mind will not be able to enter into jhana while you walk. The mind can enter into jhana when the body becomes still first. If your body is still moving, it means your mind has to be working. It's still working because it has to tell the body to move, to walk. So you have to stop the body first, so that the mind will then not have to function, to tell the body what to do. Then the mind can then become still by sitting.
And last questions from Kun Ying. Can I just counting the number instead of chanting Putto? Thank you.
You can try. You can try, see what happens.
That's all,ท่านอาจารย์
Okay. We have newcomers in the room. Get Yenso from Penang.
Ajaan, yeah, almost good night to Ajaan and brother, sister, yeah. Listening, Ajaan, no question, yeah.
Okay. Evie from Indonesia.
Namo Buddhaya, Ajaan. Can Ajaan hear me?
Not as loud. Can you speak louder?
Like this?
Yes,
Ajaan hear
better.
me?
Yes, better.
Yeah, Namo Buddhaya, Ajaan. Ajaan, because I am starting to feel lazy, I feel backwards. Because during meditation, I cannot calm down like before. My head feels tight. I am trying to overcome it in various ways that I have tried one by one. But the more I try, my head gets tighter and even hurts. So
Because your mindfulness is not strong enough yet. So you have to develop more mindfulness first. You can develop mindfulness by chanting or by reciting mantra all day long before you meditate. Whatever you do, try to stop thinking, try to stay focused on what you do only.
When I'm not meditating in whole day, when I walking and I mean working like writing.
You have to do it on your day off then. Try to do it on your day off.
Day off.
When you don't have to work. You should have a day dedicated for your practice, for your meditation practice only, and nothing else. If you want to advance, if you want to achieve any result, if you expect to do it just like on any day when you're still working, then it's almost impossible for you to succeed in your meditation. You'll get the problem that you're getting right now.
Yeah, this is my problem now.
Yeah, so you should try to find a day where you can dedicate the whole day to practice of mindfulness and meditation, like somebody earlier just mentioned, Amy. She had one day of the week to dedicate to the practice of mindfulness and meditation.
Mindfulness in daily life, no meditation is just focus on what I am doing. Like
you're doing both. You first you focus on what you do, and when you have nothing to do, then you sit down and meditate.
Okay, I try. So because this is make me sad, a little sad, and I feel anger. Yeah, I feel backward, not like before. Okay, Ajahn, I will try it.
Okay, good. Anybody would like to ask any question, more question, you're welcome to raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Nobody, yeah? Okay, Vandana.
Thank you, Ajahn. So I'm trying to practice 8 or 9 precepts as much as possible for a month now. So this is helpful. But for the eating part, I have to extend it until 3 o'clock because it's working time, and then I cannot do that. And also I drink some coffee or milk. I know it's like absolutely keeping the precept, but I'm pushing myself towards that, and it's very helpful. I have a question regarding the vibration, which I feel in my forehead and my face. Mostly that becomes my object. Do you think that's okay? Because that's connected with the sound of silence in my head during the whole day, actually. Just the meditation, it calms so down that I feel happy, blissful. And now I try to go beyond that and try to just ignore the bliss. And then, because I know in the beginning when I have the blissful feeling, I was getting attached with it, and then I say, okay, that's it, I'm done. But now I'm trying to just see it and putting on the side and looking at the characteristic of, again, that it's not going to last. So about the vibration, do you have any suggestion, or I should just ignore it as well?
Just ignore it. Just don't pay attention to it. It's a ninja, right? It comes and goes by itself. And you cannot really force it to go away when it comes. So just leave it alone. Don't be bothered. Don't be disturbed by it. You know. Just keep concentrating on your mantra or on your breath, on your meditation object. And when your mind becomes calmer, sometimes these things will disappear.
And I'm thinking, since the bliss is coming naturally and every time, then now my head and that area is becoming colder. It's like a cold breeze is touching my in my head and my face. So I'm just wondering, this is the change which happened, I think, last week, that my head is becoming cold. It's like nice cold breeze in my, I don't know, what is it? Or I should ignore that too, right?
Yeah, just consider everything as work of nature. Everything is work of nature. Okay, like the sun, like the rain and the snow and the wind, is our work of nature. Our job is to be aware and leave them alone. Take them as they are, and don't try to change or do anything with them.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Ajaan.
Okay. Anybody else? We still have some time left for tonight.
Okay, Sri.
Okay, Sri.
Ajaan, just I'd like to continue with the previous questions. For enlightened being, when they use their mind, it's a Dhamma Pacaya Sankhara, but they also have achieved like fourth jhana. If they don't need to use their mind, then they'll just go to Appana Samadhi, meaning that they will pause the Sankhara.
If they want to take a break, they want to rest the mind, they can go into jhana, to rest the mind.
Yeah.
Sometimes using the mind, using sankhara can be tiring for the mind also. So sometimes you want to rejuvenate the mind. So you stop thinking and you enter into jhana. And when you come out, you feel refreshed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's why in one sutta, Buddha is saying, oh, if we use too much of the mind, get tired, then go back to samadhi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. Well, it looks like nobody else have any question. So I have to call this meeting to an end. Thank you for your participation. I hope this meeting helps you understand the way to practice better and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Everyone,
Amin.
thank you, Amin.
Bye.
Thank you, Nat. Good night. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.